Let's get into it. Coach Colin here. What I have for you is I don't even want to say unhinged liberal. I'm going to say a naive liberal, because you see how naive she is as she's asked the question that so many of us have asked. And so many of us know the answer, which is no one knows the answer, which means Trump did nothing wrong, right? She's asked a simple question: what crime did Trump commit? Michael Knowles. Everybody knows Michael Knowles. He's sitting with Piers Morgan, Kevin O'Leary. There's a lawyer who's a Democrat, lifelong Democrat, which he makes very clear, Michael Knowles, and a naive liberal named Francesca Florentini. Very beautiful name, I have to say, but a very, very naive person. She's asked the question and she just doesn't have the answer whatsoever. And then the lawyer has to step in and actually educate her a little bit. And I have to say, this is the issue. This is a huge issue, that he actually did nothing wrong. It sounds a little crazy when Trump's in court and he's coming out of a courthouse and there's a courthouse just feet behind him. And he's like, I did nothing wrong. To anybody who doesn't know, they're just like, oh, he's a liar. Wow. Not only is he criminal, he's a liar too. Oh, I didn't know. But when you actually look into what he actually got convicted for, there's actually nothing wrong that he did. We're going to touch on that after I show you the clip. But watch this lady squirm. This is just embarrassing, quite honestly. Piers Morgan here. Let's get into it, folks.
You know, you've seen this coming a mile off, where both parties starting to ratchet up this concept of kind of going after each other's leaders in criminal courts. I mean, you see this normally in banana republics, not in the United States of America. And it really does worry me, as someone who loves America and loves Americans, what this is leading to. Because if all that happens in each term of office is one party trying to incarcerate the other's leader, I don't know where that leaves America in a few years' time.
Well, this will only come back to bite Democrats if they lose their grip on power, and obviously they don't think that they will. This is why President Biden the other day, when he was walking out of a press briefing, was asked, Mr. President, Donald Trump says that you are imprisoning him because he's your political rival. What do you say to that charge?
Well, I'll stop you there. We have the clip. Let's play the clip.
Mr. President, can you tell us, sir, Donald Trump refers to himself as a political prisoner and blames you directly. What's your response to that, sir? Do you think the conviction will have an impact on the campaign?
I mean, you look like Jack Nicholson in The Shining at the end of that. But yeah, I mean, Michael, to pick up your point there, that's the clip you're referring to.
Yes, and it's pretty clear this is not a man who thinks that he has to be accountable to the American people. When you look at the federal charge against Trump, there was a poll that came out when that charge was brought that showed 62% of Americans think that it's primarily politically motivated. They just don't seem to care. And so this has been a ratcheting up, as we've all noted on the panel, of trends that have been built up for some years now. Some would say going back to Richard Nixon. But certainly in the early Trump campaign, the Democrats tried to stop him from being president by spying on him and cooking up fake intelligence, ironically enough, with Russia. And that didn't work. Then they tried to throw him out by impeaching him twice. That didn't work. Then they tried to kick him out by rigging the election and changing all the voter rules, in some cases in contravention of state constitutions leading up to that election. That did get him out of office, and he did leave office, but then he didn't go away. He kept running again. So then they indicted him 4 times. Now they've convicted him. They're going to threaten to throw him in prison. Pretty soon they're going to threaten to send him to St. Helena. But this has absolutely nothing to do with the law. As was noted earlier, at most you're talking about a misdemeanor that would have already expired under the statute of limitations. I'm not even convinced that there was really a misdemeanor that Trump committed. So my fellow panelist here is celebrating that the rule of law has been vindicated and overturned 234 years of American legal tradition. I would challenge her to see if she could possibly articulate how and what crime Trump committed, because so far Alvin Bragg, the DA, has failed to do so. The judge in the case, Judge Merchan, has failed to do so. And they can't do it because Trump didn't commit any of the crimes for which he's been convicted.
Well, let's just ask quickly before I go to Kevin. Francesca, just on that point, what crime did Trump commit?
It was financial crimes. It was white collar crimes. That is exactly what they charged him. He was convicted on.
What was the crime?
It's New York state law.
No, I understand. What was the crime?
It is
Francesca actually.
I don't even like it. It is
Well,
literally
hang on, Mark,
he just got convicted on 34 counts.
Francesca, what was the crime?
Of like cooking the actual books.
What was the crime?
You are not allowed. So you are not allowed to use your own financial, like your own money, to pay off somebody, and then he logged it as something different. He logged it as just a regular payment, but he was actually paying off this porn star to keep quiet, which, if he hadn't been running for president, would not have mattered, but he was, and so it impacted campaign finance laws in New York State. Okay, that is what Juan Merchan just oversaw this.
Okay.
Alan Bragg got these charges because Michael Cohen, his fixer, was already sentenced to 3.
Did you learn something just now? It's crimes, finance, white collar, 34 counts. He was cooking the books. He put too much pepper in the books when he was cooking them. Not enough salt. He added paprika. It's against the law to put the paprika. Did you guys learn something today? Oh my gosh. Let's get back to it. Ridiculous.
3 years to do it.
Okay, let's just go before. Kevin, I'll be very, very, very patient. I will come to you.
Look, I'm no expert. Let me just say, hang on.
No,
Michael,
Francesca.
You are no expert.
by the
That's
way.
right. Because the campaign finance law is a federal law.
Hang on,
Anyway,
Francesca. I want to go to Mark. You're the lawyer. Is anything Francesca just said, is that actually the crime?
Look, let me just say, I like Francesca a lot, and we probably agree on 80% of our worldviews. However, Francesca, the way you just described it, call me afterwards and I'll educate you, because that's not what happened. There was no theory that was given to the jurors. The jurors were told it could have been campaign finance, it could have been tax, it could have been false books. They were told they didn't have to specify, and specifically told they did not have to agree unanimously. That's what irks me. Lifelong Democrat, no fan of Trump, never voted for Trump, never will. But I will tell you, as somebody who has spent his entire career with kind of taking on unpopular causes and holding the government accountable, I have to tell you, I do that for a reason. And the reason is this kind of shenanigans, and that's the best light I can spin it, in the criminal courts has no place in a federal election.
No, I agree.
The campaign finance laws were federal, not state, and the state laws had nothing to do with it.
Okay, I want to go, hang on. I want to go to Kevin. Been waiting very patiently. Kevin, you are a very successful businessman.
Man, absolutely amazing. What did he actually do? He's cooking the books. Crime. Come on, what are we talking about here? He did crime. Come on. You guys know 34 counts of crimes. It's Donald Trump. Just put him in jail already. I'm not answering these questions. It was federal. It's campaign. Just crimes. Come on. It's just crimes, guys. This is the best. This is hands down the best right here. Oh, let me get that. Hold on. Let me just get this little face right here. Francesca just learning a thing or two. Just so upset. Oh my gosh. Where's that face? Oh man, I can't get to it. She's like this. She's like, oh my God, you're a Democrat and you're actually doing this to me. I cannot believe you whatsoever. Look, just big smile at first. And she's just like, okay, are you serious? Are you really doing this to me right now? She didn't even know. But that's the thing. Most people don't know. Most people just say exactly what she said. Especially if you're on the left and you're just in a room of, people with blue hair and nose rings and Palestine flags and, all the things that Ukraine flags. Sorry, never mind. I made a mistake. It's June. It's early. My apologies. Pride flags. That's what they would have now. It switches. All that other stuff is to the wayside for the month of June. Everybody knows that. Sorry, my bad. So they'd have pride flags. When you're in that room, they're going to agree with you. You're going to say crime. He's a criminal. And they're just going to say, here, here. And they're all going to raise kombucha in the air because they all drink kombucha. Now, not that there's anything wrong with that. Kombucha's great. Man, but here, let's get into a little bit of this. Just, it's so funny that she just went from their finance crimes, white collar crimes. There's 34 counts of crimes, cooking the books. It's like she just turned into an AI program. Say all terms of crime: finance crime, cooking books, white collar crime. And there is a 2-year, what they were talking about there. I don't know if you know. This happened 7 years ago. Am I getting that right? 2016. Yeah, about 7 years ago. A little more, but you know, from when it all started. 7 years ago, there's a 2-year statute of limitation. So they really had 2 years to pursue this. But they said, you know what? It's Donald Trump. Throw the rules by the wayside. Let's reach all the way back 7 years. We're just going to pull this up. That right there should be enough. But when this goes to appeal, that should be enough right there. But it's going to go a little deeper because when you do look into what he did, right? Falsifying business records to commit or conceal another crime. Okay? So that means he wrote something that wasn't quite what it was. He explains it so many times. He has to write business expense or legal expense because there's not enough room to tell the whole story, which he's right about. He is correct about that. There's not enough room to tell the whole story. But now the whole thing is to commit or conceal another crime. Listen, we've all seen Stormy Daniels. So yes, it's a bit of a crime to do something like that, but not when you're as old as he was. When you're as old as he was, good job. Good job. You know, you do what you want. But, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But there's no crime there to do that with an adult film star. There's no crime. You can do that. You can have that whole night or whatever it was. You can have your fun. No crime there whatsoever. Completely consensual. Everybody knows that. Boom. No crime. So then it becomes the fact that there was an election coming. Not that he was in an election. Not that he was already running. His campaign hadn't even started yet. So, but he knew he was going to, right? That's not a crime. To say to somebody, hey, I'm going to be doing something huge. Okay? It's going to be absolutely huge. I just need you to not talk about the thing that we did. Okay? And you know what? I paid you once. I'll pay you again. Okay? I'm like, just take this. Don't talk about the thing we did. I'm doing something pretty big. I need you to be quiet, okay? There's a guy, he's from Kenya. He said something to me at a dinner party. Everybody laughed. It pissed me off. There's some lady, she only wears pantsuits. Her interns disappear all the time. Listen, not here nor there. I just got a thing I got to do. I just need you to be quiet. That's it. That's not a crime. Now, yes, if that did come out, if she was just like, first off, I'll give my view. I think if she came out with that while he was running, right at the beginning of his election, numbers up. See, the thing is, when Trump was first running, he didn't understand that who the guy really is just everybody's loving it. No matter what it is. It comes out, oh, he said this on a hot mic. People are like, okay, cool. He said that? Wow. You know, this comes out, he's getting charged. Like, whoa, he's getting charged. Cool. Wow. How do I donate? Done. He got convicted. Done. What does he need? Trump shirt? Look, I got a Trump shirt right here. Kidding me? I should have put on my Trump shirt. You kidding me right now? He didn't know. I think if she came out and said this whole story right from the beginning, everybody would have been like, Donald Trump. Haha, let's go, bro. Who else? Anybody else? I think people would have been just fine with it. But he didn't know that. So he's like, hey, don't say anything. Please don't say anything. It's very interesting because there's just no crime there, right? And you go a little deeper. And again, I'm just going to go a little deeper. I've talked about this at length in so many different videos. The jury comprised of 12 Manhattan residents. Should have changed that. Should have been from all over New York. It really, when you hear Trump talk about, I'll go back there. When you hear Trump talk about it being rigged, again, if you don't know the whole thing, if you don't look at things a certain way, where you're able to see past just the headlines, it sounds crazy. You're like, what do you mean rig? What do you mean? What are you talking about? But they made sure to make sure these people are all from Manhattan. A bunch of people who probably 9 times out of 10 don't like Trump and are willing to sit there and be like, yeah, I'll be impartial. While in their head, they're like, I don't like that Trump guy at all. I don't like him at all. I used to go to live shows of Rosie O'Donnell, and I don't like this man. So 12 people from Manhattan. Then you got the judge who donated to the Biden campaign, shows a political leaning. His daughter also is wrapped up with the Democrats as well in regards to fundraising and stuff. And then you have Alvin Bragg. It really was set up against him hard, not even just a little bit. Really hard, really apparently. But anyway, sorry. 12 people from Manhattan found that Trump was illegally falsified business records to cover up $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election. They found him guilty on all counts on their second day of deliberations. This is crazy. So the crime is that he was falsifying business records to commit or conceal another crime. And this was done before the election. There's no crime committed. There really is no crime committed. So many people just say, oh, well, why is he in court? It's like, why is he in court? That's why the black community is identifying with Trump so much. Because sometimes, not all the time, a lot of time people are guilty. Black community, criminals in general, a lot of time they're guilty. But sometimes people are like, why'd you go to jail if you were innocent? And a guy's just like, oh my God, you don't even know. Like, the prosecutor didn't like me. This person just wanted to, just get me in jail. This judge didn't like me. He met me from 10 years ago. This guy didn't like me. The cop did this. And you're just like, sure, buddy, you're just a criminal. But it's like sometimes, man, sometimes the things get stacked against you hardcore. And that's what we're seeing with Donald Trump. Absolutely ridiculous. But again, let's not falter too much for not knowing what the crime was. I look foolish now, don't I? Everyone's just making me look like a fool. Well, you know what? It is a panel of men, so, I'll probably just say that they were all sexist. I'll just say that. Forget it. I'll just write a blog post about how sexist they all were. Expect that coming soon, I'm sure. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you that, this hasn't slowed down Donald Trump in the least. I believe they said, I'll do another video on it, but there's been a massive amount of money that's been donated. Definitely breaking records for Donald Trump. I don't know what the record is for every president, but for him himself running, it has smashed every record in regards to how much he's actually stacked up. And that's because of us donating, giving, anything you can. And see, that's the thing again. I'm just going to touch on the judge again, because so many people are like, oh, he only donated $15. Well, then sometimes that's all you can do. So there's somebody out there that only donated $5 to Trump, or $10 to Trump, or $20 to Trump. Would those people be as kind? Those people on the left, would they be as kind to look and say, oh, well, he only donated $10 to Trump, so I wouldn't say that he actually has a political leaning. No, they'd be like, that's a mega person. That's one of those mega people. He gave $10 to Trump. Same thing, man. The guy only gave $15, but that's how it works. You give a little bit. Judge isn't going to give $5 million to Trump. He's not going to clear out his bank, to Biden. He's not going to clear out his bank account, but he's going to do what he can. And all of it stacks up, and that's what we're seeing with Trump right now. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to wrap it up there. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, helps the channel tremendously. You have no idea. And other than that, I'm out.